everyone, we're going to make a left-handed scarf today. So we've got our yarn, which is a size 5.5 crochet hook, and we have our crochet hooks. Got a cute little set over here. And I'm going to turn you down here a little. You can see what I'm doing. Alrighty, so we're going to start with our chain. For anyone who's new or doesn't know how to crochet and you want to learn, I'm left-handed, so everything I do is backwards. So you take your fingers over, and you put your string through here. Here's your 2 strings. Take this one, put it through, and that's your slip knot. And then pull tight. Always leave enough of a tail to tie off. Now this is Red Heart Heather Gray yarn, and I like it. It's a size 5.5 hook. It's 100% acrylic, and if you don't mind 100% acrylic, it is good for making scarves. Personally, I'm allergic to it, but I do use it because other people do like it, and they say it's nice and warm. So this is a good yarn for scarf making. If you can find a nice mix between cotton and acrylic, that's also a good one for yarn for scarf making. So we're going to make our chain, and to make your chain you just slip over and pull through. Some people like to do that with their hook and pull through. I just naturally just slip over. It's probably because I knit too or something, I don't know, I just do that. But I hold my hook like my pencil backwards. So you hold your pencil like that, you hold your hook like this. That's the way I hold it. So you can just take your hook, loop around, and pull it through. And that's how you're going to make your chain. I have a habit of just moving my hand around it. I don't know why I do that, but you could just take your hook and do that. You just loop through and pull. Loop and pull. So we're making our chain to our desired length. I always make it a tad bit bigger so that way I know that if it does get a little smaller, I don't have to worry about it. So that looks like a good length for a scarf. And we're going to count 1, 2. When you count, it looks like a braid. You want to count each braid piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Well, we can't end on an odd number. 24. Alright, now you skip this one chain here and you go right into the other one. I know a lot of people go through this loop on the very top. I've learned if you go through the loop on the very bottom right there in between, it does make your starting chain much nicer. So I'll show you. You go through this bottom loop. Now just like your single chain, you go through, bring it back up. You got 2 loops on your hook, back around, and pull through. We'll do that one more time. Go through the bottom loop, bring it up, loop around, 2 loops on your hook, bring it around one more time, and pull it right on through. You're going to do that for the whole row, and it's just repeating the whole process over and over again. Hey Bios, how you doing? So we're going to just do that for the whole thing. We're going to build this scarf together. I might come back and more of it might be done so I can show you how to tie off. Now I make these so you can wash them in the washing machine, so if you get them dirty or something, you don't have to worry about it. Now tension is important. I like to wrap it around my fingers like this, so my tension is what I need for this. Sometimes if I need a looser tension, I'll just wrap it like that, so that way it's nice and loose. If I need a tighter tension, I wrap it like that. How's your morning going, Bios? Oh, you're so cute. So don't forget to go into the bottom loop. Now I do a little different when I go to chain up to the next row when we go to turn, because I've learned a trick so I don't pick up extra chains or extra stitches, whatever you want to call them. I'm not a professional. I just learn as I go, and I always forget the names to things. Like in some countries it's a single crochet, some countries it's double crochet. I'm just going about my business. I don't know all the technical terms, especially when you got like 3 different terms for it. Like, nah, I just know what I need to do. Well, knitting is a lot more complicated. I mean, it's easy when you first start, kind of, but the second you lose one of those loops, you are screwed. So it definitely takes a lot more focus. I can't do more than one thing while I knit, which is what I like about crochet. It's probably because I gotta learn it better. Alright guys, we're on to our next row. We turn our work, so we were here. We want to turn around over here. And now, don't chain one. Do not do it. Okay, we're gonna go into our loop right here, pick up our stitch, and just keep going. I'm not going to chain one. I stopped chaining one years ago because I learned that you end up with an extra stitch, and that is no good. So just skip that chain one process when you're doing single crochets, and you just keep on going. Yeah, knitting, it's easy to pick up, but it's also easier to make a mistake. You can't just frog it like you can crochet. If I make a mistake on here, I could just pull out the stitch. You can kind of do that with knitting, but it's a lot harder to fix your mistake. So I end up just pulling out the whole thing and having to just start over. And you need a lot more tools. You don't just need a hook. If you're doing a bigger project, you need knitting needles with wires, which is why I haven't knitted a blanket yet. You got all these different size knitting needles. Some of them are so thin that you're afraid you're going to snap them when you touch them, so that's just life. But yeah, knitting's pretty complicated. Pretty easy once you get the hang of it. I got a few tips and tricks I learned from my grandma growing up. I can't seem to find on the internet anywhere, and glad she taught them to me before, she passed away. So I was able to figure out how to make those work. Alright, so we're on row 3 now. We're just going to keep going. I know I crochet really fast. I already got half a scarf built in the car earlier. Now, when you make these spools, I have it here to help to show you guys. It's best you put those bad boys on the floor, because I use my spooler, which is over here, which I would turn you to, but I don't know if my GoPro's going to turn over there. It's not. I use a spooler to spool up my yarn because I got tired of arguing with yarn. And if you set it on the floor right next to your feet, it is so much easier. It just comes right off of it like butter. You don't have to keep stopping every time you turn around. But yeah, these scarves are just basic scarves. It's single crochet the whole way. And you just go, go, go. I guess I don't need my camera angled down anymore. Well, let me fix y'all up. There we go. Y'all got any questions? Now, if you missed the chain process and that's where you need to start, I'll have this video up on YouTube. I'll probably put it up tonight so that people can get started on whatever they want to build. I know it's late, it's too late to make Christmas gifts out of it, but hopefully it'll help someone for next year. I'm trying to build Christmas gifts right now. This scarf is a Christmas gift for one of my family members. So away I go. So what y'all think about the Dreamcatcher video last night? Do you think there should be any improvements? Well, thank you. Oh, we done picked up the tail by accident. No, there's no way to make wood dry faster. I mean, it does dry faster in the winter because we got the heat on. Other than that, I can't think of anything. Because heat sucks out moisture out of the air. So, it does dry faster when it's winter. But other than that, I don't have anything. I know it takes longer outside to dry because of humidity in there. So, I guess just try and make your hoops in the winter if you want it to dry up pretty quick. This is crochet, but that's a good idea. I like it. You're very cute. Thank you for your kindness. Well, thank you. That's a good idea. Yeah, time lapses are just editing, and I'm not very good at that, so I gotta work on that a little. Alright, everyone, this is where we're at. I know it doesn't seem like much, but it only took me 20 minutes to get this far. So let's say every 20 minutes you get this far, and you will have a beautiful scarf. I made it so that you could fold it if you want to when you go to wear it. So I'm a small person, so it does look a little big on me. I'm gonna go get you my scarf and show you what it looks like because I'm a smaller person. Person I'm making this for, well, they're 6 foot tall, and I'm tiny compared to them. I'm tiny compared to everyone. So I'll go get that, and I'll show you what a little tiny scarf looks like my size. This is for a normal person though, not for me, because I'm so little and dainty. So I'll be right back, and I'll show you how to do a little bit of knitting, maybe, if I have enough yarn. my dad, he's sleeping in the other room, so I don't want to wake him up. But what I do have for you is my little scarf. So this is mine. This is knitted. I have a ball just to hold it in place because I ran out of yarn while I was making it last week. And it was just for me to learn how to knit. Let me unwind it carefully. Oh, you know what? I can't unwind it. I'm sorry, guys. But as you can see, this is where it ends and starts. This is kind of like double the size of it because, like I said, I'm a little person, so I like to measure from like your neck to your shoulder. When you're making it for someone else, that could be a little difficult if they're not around. So you just have to do with best judgment. So the person I know is a bit taller and their shoulders are longer than mine. So I'm making theirs this size. And that's for Kelsey. This is for me. This is a cute little purple one. This is knitted, but I don't want to give anyone anything knitted, but just in case I miss a stitch this year. And this is for Blaze, my nephew. He's a bit smaller, so I made his this size. So yeah, we have 3 different sizes for 3 different people. And then Tristan and I already have his made. They're in a basket over in the other room. But while I'm at showing you guys things that you can crochet and knit, why don't I show you some fun stuff that you could do? Now, I don't have any tutorials on these because I don't really know what I'm doing yet, but they didn't come out right. But here's some cute little snowmen. This one's a tree ornament. That's for a family member. I think they're adorable. You can always crochet these. Who knows, maybe you'll be better at than I am because I'm not good at working in the round, but I think they're still cute. And there's a cute little snowman ornament. And then we have a blanket, which you can use with the same technique you use to make a scarf. So, here is the blanket I made, one of them. It's a nice, beautiful purple-pink mix. This is called a stitch blanket, so it's just made out of whatever yarn you got laying around. Just make sure it's the same size and same quality, same thickness. So if you want to mix acrylic, you got one yarn that's acrylic cotton mix, and you got acrylic, go ahead and mix them up. It's alright. Just don't mix cotton and acrylic because it won't look right. But here's all the spools of yarn I got on sale. So I made a nice pretty little blanket out of it. I know there is like a big patch of blue and green that look a little too similar to each other. Probably won't make that mistake again. So that's my other blanket I just finished. That up a few weeks ago. And it's quite big. It's almost as tall as me. Like, I'm a short little person though. I made that to sell. Unfortunately, when I went to go put it up on my eBay shop, it got shut down. So sorry everyone about that. I'll probably only be able to sell locally. Thank you. That's one blanket. And then we have our heavyweight yarn. This one's a nice soft velvety yarn. I love it. And this is a beautiful Afghan throw, which is got a sticker stuck to it. We don't want that. This is what it looks like. I'm too short to show you it. Can you see it? I hope you can. So there's the Afghan throw. It's also just another stitch blanket. I just made up the pattern on my own and just went with it with the yarn I had. See, you don't need to have these big old fancy patterns. You just have to have some inspiration. Lay out the colors of yarn on the floor and look at them and decide what you think will go best together. cute little whales. Oh, he's so cute. He was pretty easy to make. I got a little stuffy yarn kit and he was adorable. And then I've got a beautiful little receiving blanket I made with the granny square stitch. Now y'all know I have granny square videos up so you can make some of these. And that's just a few of the small projects I've made so far. I haven't made a whole tremendous lot. You know about the little ghosts. See these guys? I think everyone remembers these cute little guys. We got these guys made. And then of course we got our little flower coasters, which I might hand out for Christmas this year. I think they're cute. So everyone, that's what I've made this year. I made a lot more. The blankets already went out to family members and stuff though, so I don't have them to show to you. I only have photos, which I can't do it upload. That's cool. I'm glad you like it. I wasn't too sure about that one when I made it. So does anyone have any questions? Because I'm probably going to get going soon. Well, shoot. I don't have a... Oh, yes, I do. Well, that's our crafts for the year, guys. You know, I got to our... Well, honestly, I've made 6 blankets this year. I made my mom a blanket, I made my boyfriend a blanket, I made my neighbor Russ a blanket, Sin a blanket, and who else did I make a blanket? And I made those 2 blankets. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Oh, and I made my nephew Tristan a blanket, but all their blankets were stitch blankets, so they were super cheap. I found the yarn on sale. Unfortunately, I haven't found much yarn on sale now, so... you know, honestly, I have no idea. I would like to get better at knitting. I definitely want to keep building up inventory so I could take it out somewhere and go sell it. Yeah, I have a spot under my glasses that is bothering me. Alright everyone, well that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed your how to crochet video. We'll build this up a little bit more. This is a thinner yarn than the other 2, so it will take a little bit longer to work up than like this one. It's a thicker yarn. We never got to make that shawl together because I unfortunately made some errors. This yarn I'm using right here, this big yarn, was a little too thick and stretchy, so every time I made the project, it unfortunately would just stretch down to the floor and it would not hold shape or size, and it was way too heavy for comfort. So I've made my mistakes, and I've learned from them, and I hope you learn from my mistakes too. Don't make garments out of thick yarns. They stretch and leave big old gaps. Thank you. Alright everybody, I got skidoo. I got some chores to do, some farms to take care of. Actually, no I don't. I got it all done. I'm going to go watch something. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll plan out a blanket. That's a good idea. I'll plan out my next blanket. I'll see y'all later today. Thanks for watching.